Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, can everyone hear me? Hopefully. How you doing, Tanya? Come on in, lady. Oh, hi there. Come on in. There's an open seat if anyone else would like to join. Hey, I'm Bron from Brand Moxie, the Moxie Entrepreneur, and So You Think You Can Launch. Hi, Tanya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I've got my awful camera again. Every time it's just like the other one makes me look better. Imagine me a little bit better.
No. This is the one that you used for the other thing too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really annoying.
No. You look fab.
What's that?
You look fab. You're full of Moxie. You're fine.
Full of Moxie. That sounds so wrong, doesn't it?
No.
So I was going to be super organized, right, and have a freebie ready to give away, and I do have one, but it's not ready. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's all about, I call them business forever fans, and that is people that you really like working with. So that's the topic of our blab today, is how to attract your BFF raving customer fans. And you know what it is? It's not even like the salesy or the digital marketing or whatever, your ideal customer. It's kind of, although that's my giveaway, is how to do that, but it kind of goes beyond that, and actually surrounding yourself with people that you just really like and want to do business with.
But isn't that sort of the point? I mean, if you're not going for the cash grab, isn't that sort of the point?
Yes. It's to build a business that people that you like hanging out with, because you know what? I've had customers that have not been the right fit, and I've taken them on because I needed the money, and then it's bombed majorly. And I just think to myself afterwards, like, if you'd listened to your intuition, if you had listened to what your gut was telling you, you wouldn't have taken them on in the first place.
No, that's true. And I think that a lot of people, especially when they're first starting out or when they're changing direction or whatever, I think
when they need to pay rent.
Damn, rent, God, keeps wanting to get paid.
I know. So demanding like that, isn't it?
It feels like it's every month.
I know. It just keeps coming around.
At least we're not in England where, was it every week or every 2 weeks or something horrible like that?
Oh no, I was in London and I paid rent monthly. But you have things over there like council tax and stuff like that you have to pay too, which I don't have to pay here.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
See, when you get out of the reach of the Queen.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Queenie. So looking at oh, you know what? I'm going to talk about really super quick. I've just been talking to somebody about a Facebook group. For anybody that's joined us, I run my own Facebook group called the Moxie Entrepreneur, which this blab is named after, and it's surrounding yourself with people that that you love working with, but also some people surround themselves with fake profiles to build their ego. Like, why would you even do that? I don't get it at all.
But I think also, aren't we still dealing with the same people who are going for the cash grab, the people who are never going to have real conversations with these people, the people who are just selling the content, not necessarily working with people?
Yeah, and I think with the fake profile thing, like it was huge. It was huge a little while ago, a couple of years ago when I first started doing Facebook advertising. And for my clients, actually it's about 7 or 8 years ago, and my clients would be like, I want to get like a big massive list of people on my Facebook page. And this was when you actually had reach on your Facebook page. And I'd be like, why are you bringing on fake profiles? Well, one, just don't do it. I wouldn't let them do it as part of a digital agency. But why would you want to bring on fake profiles? Because that is just an ego thing and there's no interaction. So you're not actually gaining anything by doing it anyway. It's mental. Crazy. So I think growing organically does take longer, and growing a list of people that you actually want to be working with, it takes time, effort, and energy, and lots of screw ups as well. Like, you're going to have people that start following you that want to work with you that just aren't aligned, and and it's just not going to work. And then your life sucks, and then you're like, why am I in business in the first place when I'm dealing with all these stupid people that I don't want to be dealing with anyway?
It's funny because when I first started doing this in New York, it was
Yeah.
super easy because truly, I mean, the idea is, at least for my business, it's how do you do business better? How do you plug the money holes? How do you squeeze the money teeth? You know, I mean,
Squeeze the money teats. I like that. Just like that.
that's, I mean, when you're working with people in like the restaurant industry, in trading and things like that, that's where their minds are. Their minds are at how do we get more money in the door and how do we keep it from going out. And then when I moved to Montreal, it's a completely different thing. It's almost taboo to make money. So
Really?
to just, oh yeah, there's a whole political, weird historical thing here. But so when you go to a person and say to them, oh, you know what, I love this restaurant, or I love this whatever, this boutique. I would love to help you guys have more people come in the door. I would love to have you guys making some more money. They're like, well, we've been working this way for 25 years.
What is this money you speak of?
I'm no longer a welcome guest anymore. Now I'm this horrible, horrible intruder. Wait, no, but
You're this cold-hearted bitch from New York. That's who you are. You're just like, right, we're doing some money.
No, but that's the whole thing. I come in and I'm so like, here I'm so small, and I don't attack you, you know, because I know that I'm an outsider from so many perspectives. And so when I choose my clients here, they're offended.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York, when I chose them, they were like, oh, thank you. More money? Awesome.
More money. That's the thing. It's really weird. And it's really weird, well, especially in restaurants. I was in a restaurant with a guy who was a serial restaurateur, and he was watching them even pour the beers, and he was like, they are wasting so much fucking money right now. Like, it's crazy. They're just pouring their money down the thing. You can see these big, massive, like, foam heads.
And then they start like scraping out the foam and like keep trying to refill it.
Yeah.
Learn to pour a beer, or just putting this out there, get another job.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't pour a pint. I had a job in a bar, and I lasted about one weekend. I realized that I was going to have to be there the whole weekend, and that wasn't going to work for me. And also these old guys, it was a really dodgy bar. It was in a dodgy part of town. And these old guys, like the withered old cronies, were sort of sitting at the bar, and they're like, he gives us free shots. And they scared the shit out of me. And I was like, Ma, I can't get free shots. I'm going to get fired. And then I left anyway.
My first real bartending job was in a biker bar, where you're
a Quaker bar. Isn't that like contradictory?
Or a biker bar?
Oh, I thought you said a Quaker bar. I was like, so all I know about Quakers is that they do oats, and
that's what I was going to say. We only drank things that came from oats and barley, and but no. And so they didn't even ask if you could make drinks. They asked if you could break a bottle underneath the bar in one fell swoop. And then they gave you free pours, and they gave you 3 different kinds of glassware. And it was, if you could pour the exact amount in each one, you've got a job. You can defend yourself, and you can defend our money. You're good. Everything else will come.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. But isn't it funny, like all of the shitty jobs that you have really prepare you and harden you up for the stuff when it gets really tough? Like, and it's sort of things like that. Like, I'm going to keep trying to pull it back to the topic, because I always go off on massive tangents. So when we do that, we'll hook a string out and we'll bring it back in. So for that, when you're attracting your own crowd, the biker bar, they do it because they're just doing what they do and being who they are, and the people that like that are attracted to that, and it's authentic, to overuse a very overused word, and then they attract like. And so, and then it becomes like a community, and it becomes like, everyone's got the same vibe, and they all like hanging out, and they all support each other. So yeah, they just keep coming.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that, well, at least for what I do for a living, there's the problem of when I'm meeting people, I want to work with them. I get to know them, and now I'm like friendly with them, and I'm like, oh crap, now I have to charge you.
Yeah. Charging, yeah, that is tough. Do you want to explain what you do? I'm just going to let Sarah into the conversation. Do you want to give us a little bit of a little elevator pitch on what you do and who you help and all that sort of jazz? Oh my God, Sarah! Sarah's and done her hair.
I did. I hand dyed it.
You look so pretty. Oh,
all the guys in this blab are just like, are they really to talk about hair now?
I'm sorry, I just did it, or else I would be talking completely about business. And I will add that you have to fucking charge people.
Oh yeah, well obviously. But okay, so I'm a how-to person. I'm a fixer. I go into businesses and I explain to them how to get things done, how to make more money, how to use certain new technologies or strategies, etc. Basically, if you're stuck in a place and you don't understand how to do something, I come in and I tell you, or with your staff, or whoever's basically listening and or paying, how to get things done. That's what I do. Nice. So it's sort of coaching, it's sort of consulting, but it's all business improvement, essentially. Business launching, business improvement, business troubleshooting, etc.
Etc. etc.
I plug the money holes and I squeeze your money teats, and that's how it works.
So if you had to describe who your ideal client was, like what I do, and I come from agency land, so I would sit down with companies who really are so removed from who their clientele are. And as entrepreneurs, we actually know who our clients are a little bit more. But we would sit down and I do a workshop called a brand jam, and we would go through every single element of who their clients are, where they hang out, how they speak, and how to attract them. And it's a huge exercise. And even with entrepreneurs, I've taken them through the same workshop. And it crystallizes who you actually want to be dealing with, because you can't be everything to everyone. You really can't. And if you are, you turn out beige and boring and bland. And that's why in business, you need to offend some people. You need to polarize. You need people to go, yep, you are my person, because you say things that I wish I could say, or you stand for something. So all of that sort of stuff. So if with all of that, totally putting you on the spot here, if you had to say, and normally I do 5, I don't just stop at one ideal customer, or BFF, business forever fan as I call them. I do 5, so you get a spread. But if you had to choose one, who would your ideal customer be? And Sarah, you can answer this as well if you like.
Yeah, Sarah, you can answer this as well if you'd like.
Yeah, if you'd like
I would be happy to. So my ideal customer is open to talking about their issues. That's a big one. A small business owner, has been in business for a year or more, not an asshole.
Yeah, that's important to say. You cannot be an asshole.
And listens to me. That's it. Because, I've worked with a lot of people that I give them my expertise, but then they don't actually listen. And, I'm sure, Bronwyn, you could speak to this. You had this happen recently where you were working with someone and helping them, and they didn't listen to what you told them to do. It's it's really
frustrating. It's really frustrating. And especially if people do stuff that you've told them not to do, and then they thank you for your support, and they thank you publicly, and then they've done really whack things, and you're just like, oh, nice.
Or then things don't work, and they're like, then it comes back to you. It's like, what? Like, it didn't work because you didn't listen.
Yeah.
That happened all the time. When I was doing, I couldn't speak, copywriting and translation, there's Pardon me?
I said, are you already drinking?
I wish. It's only 8 o'clock. It's not happy hour yet.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm drinking coffee. I've got my little Miss Sunshine cup.
Aw. I would get these customers who would question me specifically.
Hi, John. How are you? Welcome.
Who are questioning me about my English writing, and I'm like, okay, first of all, let's just put this in perspective. If you could do what I was doing, you wouldn't have to hire me. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
And that's sort of where we get to. I start out really nice, and I'll say to them, You're just going to have to trust me on this. Here's why I've made these linguistic decisions. Here's why I've made these business decisions, et cetera, et cetera. And then if they keep pushing, that's when I get to the, okay, there's a reason that you hired me. There's a reason I come so highly recommended. There's a reason that I get what I get.
Yeah.
And it's because I get the results that you're looking for. So either you can block me on this and pay me anyway, or you can do what I'm telling you to do and get your money's worth.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as an expert in a business, you have to be able to say no. And I'm quite bossy, so that's quite easy for me to tell a customer, no, that's not a good idea. But sometimes, like, I had to learn that I had to give I had to explain why. So I just go, no, we're not doing that. And they're like, why? I was like, because I said no. And I'm not even a mother and I'm saying that. So now
exactly what I was thinking.
Because that's a really fucking stupid idea. That's why we're not doing it.
How many times have you wanted to say that to a client where you're just like, okay, if you want to be stupid, that's okay with me, but you're taking my name off of this project.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, I have said that in agency land. I find with entrepreneurs, most of them are really grateful for your help and for your expertise, and they do. Like, the thing is, everyone's got their own personality, obviously. That was stating the obvious. So some people will say, no, that's not going to fit with me, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But there are best practice things as well, and you have to know best practice to break it or to take it to another level. So if they're not doing it properly, then, yeah, that's not going to work either. So
it's particularly important for me because of what I deal with, like with my medium-sized business clients, because I'm handling their money. It's,
yes.
You know, I had a guy who he wanted to accept cash from some customers, and in this country, if you accept more than $10,000 in cash, you have to report it, and you have to deposit it in the bank. You can't accept cash because of all the, you know, whatever, Patriot Act and all these things that have happened since 9/11.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, but this would be good money. And I was like, listen, here's the deal. Let me break it down to you. You see this? No handcuff marks, right?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
You're a drug dealer if you're
work for you. I will not work for you if you do this. I will not work for you.
What's your legal thing? If they do something like that, could you actually get could you go to jail if you've been involved in it? Oh wow.
Yeah, if you know about it, and that's my responsibility as, you know, somebody who's handling that for them. Yeah, of course I could.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, like those kind of things, I do not mess around. And and it was extreme. It wasn't like he was just talking about accepting, you know, $10,001. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I was a controller. I dealt with the same thing where like $70,000 in cash was just sort of like, did that happen? Did that not happen?
And I understand like the temptation, because somebody's standing there with cash and your business needs the money, and you're like, And I said, it's
skimming from each other.
But who's paying, and like, who are the people that are paying that sort of stuff, and $10,000? Like, you know.
Well, in this case, it was in New York City, and it was the Hasidic Jewish community, and so there's two major areas in New York City, like communities that pay in cash. One is the diamond brokers, and the other is the Hasidic Jews. They just steal everything in cash.
Kind of.
Wow.
They're related in the diamond district.
Yeah.
Not to say that all diamond dealers are Jews, but in the diamond district, it's a largely Hasidic and Orthodox community.
And everything they do is in cash.
Is it because they just don't trust banks?
There are very few. Partially, yes. It's partially because these are enclave communities, and they like to do business with their own. Yeah. So there are very few banks that are Hasidic banks. There are all kinds of Talmudic reasons why, but so a lot of it is that. And the other thing is, I mean, if you think about it historically, the amount of times that things have been taken away from Jews.
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody.
They're keeping the shit closed.
On my finger.
No. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the conversation.
Hi guys. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Coming in from Orlando.
Orlando. What? I always it's always interesting to me to see what time zone. It's like 10, just after 10 in the morning here. What time is it for you guys?
8 o'clock.
8:20 p.m.
Oh, you're all at 8 p.m.
Yeah, we're all on the East Coast.
We're all on the same.
Oh, okay. This is like the same thing.
I'm in the middle, and then Sam's way down south. All the same.
Oh, Ha's here. Sorry.
Who's here?
Ha.
Oh, hi, Ha. Hi, Ha.
Never heard that one before. Never.
So, it's like when you scan something and it doesn't scan.
I think that when people are starting their businesses out, in particular, like we were saying before, there's this temptation to just accept everybody because you want to have the income, and then it's sort of like now you've got to weed them out. But if you're able to make that specialty in advance, as you were saying, if you're able to identify these people in advance and only market to them and only accept them with the idea that maybe your business will expand and you will have to be a little bit less stringent, but when you start out, you absolutely positively have to have this fine point. And then, like a needle, it'll start to get, wider and wider.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you're starting out and you really need money, that you're willing to take on people that you wouldn't necessarily once you aren't really like desperate to make money. I mean, yeah. I had this experience recently with a course I launched, and it was my first course, so I wanted to get people into it. And I was a lot more lax with who I let into the class than I'm going to be the next time, because there was a few people that I let in that they failed my basic test. My basic test is, what's your income now and what do you want it to be in a year? And if your income now is 0 and you want it to be $900 million, you fail.
Yeah.
Or if you want it to be 10 million or you want it to be $1 million, you fail, because that's not somebody that I can work with. They're not, their expectations aren't in reality.
What did you have? Somebody's asking if they could do 10 figures or something. What was it? What you were like? What's your thing?
Million. Yeah, 900 million in a year. Like what?
You couldn't swing it. You could make it happen.
No, I couldn't. I tried, but I was like, no. Then I was like, what if you made 9 million? Would that be life changing? Oh yeah, it would. Maybe you should do for that. Or what about 90,000?
Yeah. Sarah, they were trying to show you they were motivated.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. They're trying to show they're motivated. Yeah.
I had a reverse client who, when I asked him what he projected as his revenue in 2 years, he said 7,200, and I said, "Oh, you mean 72,000?" And he goes, "No, 7,200." And I go, "Okay, but that's in 2 years. Did you do?" And I have a formula that I have people do. I mean, this particular person is doing retail and hand making things. I'm like, okay, so how much you want to make? How much is your da 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 da? Anyway, and so he was like, "Yeah, well, that's what I've come to, 7,200." I'm like, "Why are you even going to be in business for 2 years?" Let me rephrase that. You're not going to be in business for 2 years unless somebody funds you.
Yeah.
7,200.
It's the thing that people think it's wrong to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't living in a country where $7,200 is a lot of money. He was living.
Or he wasn't, like, I've had people that were working and they want to ease into having their own business. It wasn't that. Yeah.
No, he was stupid. I'm sorry to say, he was stupid. I mean, I did everything I could. I mean, the formula could not have been more simple. It was literally a fill in the blanks thing. And when I said to him, work backwards, figure out how much you need to make in order to support yourself, and figure out how much you would need to make in order to continue feeding your business, he still came up with 7,200.
Right.
Yeah, it was safe to say he's not your ideal customer. Are you an ideal customer, Lottie?
And the funny thing is that on paper he was, until on paper he wasn't. But on paper he was, because he was highly motivated and he had a wonderful product. And he was, and he had all of his things in place, all of his manufacturing in place. He had great places that he was going to place his product, and everything was great.
Mm-hmm.
Until he got stupid.
Yeah.
was going well until I realized how incompatible we were.
I couldn't convince him to figure out how to go to 27,000. There was no way, no budging him, and I was like, you do realize that you've just paid me 10% of your 2-year projected amount to tell you that you're stupid, right? I'm sorry.
Probably didn't like that.
Yeah, so how did that work out
shortly after that?
Stop right then and there. I've been a bit of a rubbish host. I'm not like welcoming people as they come.
No, and then people leave. You have to.
Alex,
Alex, how are you?
Honest. I was meant to be organized this morning because I want to do a really good giveaway in this thing all about your BFF customer. I'm giving an amazing thing away, which I'll tell you in a second, but I didn't set up my freaking landing page until like 5 minutes before. So that's what I've been trying to do now. So total like putting it out there. Sam's like, really? Sam's an I can tell by the look on her face.
It's like, what is this that I joined? What kind of crazy is this? So what you got?
What do you do?
I'm an online marketing strategist for service-based entrepreneurs. So I help mainly women in the service industry, transformational coaches, that sort of industry, and I help them kind of get a grip on their marketing. And I started out about 5 years ago online, and actually started on the doer end of it. I've been online since 2005. But I started a virtual assistant company, and we're helping a lot of people get things done.
Outed herself as an organized person there.
I'm annoyingly organized, even to myself.
Oh, see, that's the kind of person I need.
Yeah, kind of annoying. But I started as a company, a virtual assistant company. We had a team and stuff, and I got really good insights into. There was a need. A lot of service-based entrepreneurs did not have the funds or the budget to have full-time help, but they really, the tech part of it was really hard for them, and they needed a lot of hand-holding. So about 6 months ago, I decided to kind of branch out, and I kept my virtual assistant company, and then I started out a personal brand as a online marketing strategist, not a coach. Because I'm not the kind who's going to sit there and ask a gazillion questions. But I'm the kind who will talk to you, ask you questions, give you a plan, and then keep at you until you get it done.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
So you're doing it all online, so you're not doing it in person because you're a virtual assistant.
Well, I'm doing some. The virtual assistant thing, I'm just the project manager for that because I have a team, so I just coordinate everything. And the marketing stuff, I'm doing some local events here in Orlando with the SCORE office. So, but most of it is online over the phone, Skype consultations, mastermind groups, that sort of thing. So,
cool.
But it's mainly a teaching role because I like to teach. So, but we're talking about ideal clients. Is that my ideal client had to be somebody who's motivated, somebody who wants to learn, and somebody who knows that it takes time to put things in place. You can't hire a coach or a strategist or consultant and expect to triple your income in 30 days. Unless you have an army. Yeah, unless you have an army of people who are going to implement it for you. But if you're a one person shop, you're going to have to get off your butt and go do it. So that's you were asking the ideal client question earlier. So my ideal client would be somebody who's motivated and who's realistic, is that it takes time and consistency for you to grow your business and generate leads and follow up and be a decent salesperson for you to actually So
I think the thing is, like, entrepreneurs on the whole are really motivated. It's just that sometimes they're motivated for the wrong things. They're not actually doing things that are revenue generating. And I've done this myself. I fall into traps where I'm doing busy work and I'm not actually doing stuff that's going to bring in the cash. So having some sort of outside person, bless you, having an outside person that can say, this is what you're meant to be focusing on, can really make a difference. I'm just going to read out some of the comments down here. Alex is in the building. Is he still in the building, Alex? Yes, he is. I can see his little face.
He is in the building.
Michael Hernson said an accountability coach. And I think that's the thing. When you've got people that know where you're meant to be on track, like if I make plans for myself, I can definitely slip. And Half a Hope said, Jim Rohn said, don't set your goals too low. If you don't need much, you won't become much. And that's so true. And I think over in the Moxie Entrepreneur Facebook group, I'm just going to put the link in here right now. We're actually doing a thing, and it's Bold Move Mondays. And it's your business grows from a whole series of little actions that you take and things that you do. And then it also grows by big, massive leaps. And so you've got to have a bit of both, because if you're doing big leaps all the time, you'd actually lose your shit and fall apart and melt into a puddle on the floor. So it's having a mix of big, bold, and brave moves, and then doing the little steps and the consistency every day. Right. So if anyone wants to join, sorry guys, you're not welcome. Yeah, it's only for girls, it's only for women. But you're welcome into the conversations. All the guys leave. They're like, oh my gosh. No. It is.
It's so true. Yeah, it's so true what you said, Bronwyn, is that it's good to have somebody who's literally outside the box looking in, because when you're in your own business, even if you're a coach, sometimes as a coach, you tend to get tangled up in some things that you think you should be doing, but they're not necessarily the right thing for you. To be doing at that moment in time. So well said. Sometimes you just need somebody who's on the outside just looking in and saying, no, you shouldn't be doing that. That's a waste of time. And a lot of the times too is that people have to be comfortable enough, have to be ready to step outside the comfort zone. And marketing, it's a new way of doing things, especially if you're new in business. Some things that you will need to do, approach people you have not spoken to before, things like that you're going to be outside your comfort zone, and you need somebody to poke you, like, go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
That's the thing, and it is becoming visible, and it's knowing where to find your ideal customers, and it's keeping on showing up, because like, I'm not shy, I'm an extrovert, and even I'll do a big growth sort of thing for my business and for my visibility and to get myself out there, and then I'll shrink back into the shadows again. And so I can imagine that people who, are a little bit shy and introverted, this is a massive thing for them to actually keep putting themselves out there. And I think, that's what I think.
Thank you for sharing. That's what you think.
Oh, thanks for giving me those penny props when I lost my train of thought. And Lisa Sharp is in the house. Oh, hi, Lisa.
Yeah, I recorded her.
Lisa's a great person, actually, to talk about.
She posted something on Facebook, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? Get over here.
Oh, good.
Good. So I'm going to step out so that Lisa can step in, and then I'll come back in a little bit.
Okay, cool. Lisa, come on down. Join.
What you were saying before, I thought was interesting about the big leaps and then the little steps.
Yeah.
I think I want to do the big leaps all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the little steps like that. I get bored easily.
Yeah. Having a mix, don't you think? Because if you're doing, for me, like for my Bold Move Monday, can't remember what I called it. I think it was Bold Move Monday. This week is recruiting affiliates that I'm uncomfortable to ask for my So You Think You Can Launch course. So I'm going to be approaching people that have got bigger networks than me, and I have to step into that. So that makes me really uncomfortable. But if I had to do something like that every day, well, I don't know, maybe I would grow into it more. But I think that I would just be stressed all the freaking time. Whereas for me, I can do that big, bold move. And what's my other one? I've got two. Well, it's pretty rubbish if I've forgotten what it is already.
Yeah, it's this. It's being on here.
Oh, yeah, it's doing my daily blab. I'm like, God, what was the other one? I'm failed already. It's only Monday. So doing my daily blab, because I did the 5-hour blab a couple of weeks ago. And then, Lisa can't get on, so come back on if you want. There's an open seat here if anyone wants to join. Yeah, so I bet she didn't get a call. You're such a liar, Lisa. I bet you haven't done your hair or something. You've got no makeup on. You're sitting in your pajamas. You're like, I ain't getting on that call. What was I talking about?
You were saying, I don't know, something about the daily blab.
Yeah,
The daily
I did a
blab.
lab, and honestly, it was like I'd been hit by a Big Mac truck or something. It really, really wiped me out. And then I was like, oh God, shrinking back again. So yeah, coming out and doing my daily show. I've always wanted to be Oprah, and this is my
Yeah.
Where's my coffee? Here's my coffee.
So a 1 hour show 5 days a week is a heck of a lot easier than a 5 hour show 1 day a week. That's what I think. Because it's regular and, you know, and even if you miss one, so what? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
What did you talk about in those 5 hours? I think I would run out with steam.
Yeah, no.
by the second hour.
She had a bunch of guests come on, so that was a big help, right?
Yeah, we didn't talk much about business, to be honest. Yeah, I confessed way too much. I was very open. Yeah, we didn't talk about business at all, really. It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. It was fun. It was really fun. And I learned a lot, like even little things. There was one thing that I learned. One, I can't stay on track with the conversation. And there was a girl in the thing and she was like, I really hate it when you join a blab and they're saying they're talking about one thing and then they start talking about all these other things. I'm like, that's going to happen.
You're hanging around me because it's going to happen.
Tanya talked about authenticity and perspective. Oh, she did a brilliant job, actually. Come back in, Tanya. She rocked up and she was drinking out of it because, you know, like the whole online thing, and sometimes it can just drive you freaking insane. And she rocked up in like an evening dress. She had a wig on,
beautiful hair, and pearls.
Drinking out of a martini glass, and she looked like the image of sophistication, and then took her wig off, showed us that her dress was gaping at the back and that didn't fit properly. And it's like this big veneer that people put on to show how successful they are and shiny successful. And for me, I just want to make people feel okay about the messy parts of success, because there are messy parts. Oh my God, I've just seen Tanya. Her thing is, this is brilliant, business jumpstarter and oops fixer, consultant to entrepreneurial life, mentor, native New Yorker speaker, writer, and my mum's daughter. That is so cool. I love that. Welcome back, Tanya.
Hiya.
Hi.
So it was funny because I had forgotten that Bronwyn's on, tomorrow. And so about 10 minutes before the thing started, I was like, oh my God, I have to get myself together. And I really had no idea what to expect. I didn't know what she was going to be dressed like. I didn't know anything. So I was like, okay, I'm going to dress like I'm going to be on TV. And I'm going to, drink out of my martini glass because I know Bronwyn likes herself, a nice cocktail. And whatever. So, and it didn't dawn on me until like about maybe halfway through that I was like, I could actually take all of this off. I could expose myself for the fraud that I am right now. And I'd be okay with that. Because it wasn't me. I mean, it's me when I'm going to a fancy schmancy thing, but
the best was the tag still on the wig.
Yes, the tag was still on the wig too. Literally, I bought a wig to do periscopes in so that I didn't have to get my hair did every day. And so, yeah, so that was, it was, what was really great about that was that it was the first time ever I'd made that kind of a fool of myself in public. For me, that was making a fool of myself. Yeah. I'm normally because I'm an ambivert, I'm like an introverted extrovert. I put a lot out there so that people can't touch the introvert. And, but I'm highly perfectionist. And so I have to always be polished and always say the right thing. If I don't say the right thing, it's going to echo in my head for 2 weeks and la, la, la. So the idea of being like, not only aren't I perfect, but I don't fit in this dress. It's like, oh my gosh, I've just done that. And then when I took the wig off and I realized that the tag was still underneath it, I was like, all right, all perfection just went out the window at that point. So
hello to the people that have joined.
Funny.
Sophia, Nighthawk, and Shari.
All right, ladies, I'll hop off. Let somebody else come in. I'll be around.
Okay,
Great.
cool.
It was
Yeah,
really
so
nice to
lovely
meet
to
you.
meet you. Come on over and join us in the Moxie Entrepreneur because there's your ideal customers.
All kinds of crazy stuff over there.
All
But
right,
actually-
I will go over there.
Come on in, whoever wants a seat. Shari, I look like a ghost. What's happening with this thing? Sunlight and my other light's not mixing very well.
Jerry, have you been on screen this year yet? What is it? 5076, 5576? I don't know what year it is.
What'd you just say? 5576. You have been drinking.
Well, it is. It's 55 something. I'm pretty sure. Jerry, what year is it?
Oh, you're talking about Jewish years. I was just like,
Right. The
you
Jewish
on
calendar is
So
different.
we just warped into the future.
We're younger than the Chinese, but older than Anglos. So that's
Brilliant.
or we might actually be. It's 5776. There we
Oh,
go.
you were close. You were close. You got the 5, the 7, and the 6.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sweet.
I didn't even know that because I'm just a bad Jew.
She says, picking bacon out of her teeth.
Are you coming in, Shari?
Sherry, go Sherry.
Go, Shari. Go, Shari. Who else would like
You know
to
what,
come in?
actually, in terms of this conversation, I have a question for you, Bronwyn.
Yeah, you go.
You rock at this, and I really don't. I really am a hand-to-hand person, and I'm having the hardest time feeling like I'm being me when I'm trying to speak to people online. I want to speak to people like this. I want to have conversations. I'm not good at just sort of throwing a message out there and being like, and everybody, as a Bronwynism, about my shit. Hi,
It's the accent. She could say those words once, and we're all like, okay.
But you guys are used to me now, and like,
I'm
forgotten
not
her name
used
already.
to it.
What's
My pants. Everything.
what was her name? Sorry, that was just on here a second ago. I'm just skimming over the
Sam.
top.
Sam.
Her name was
Sam.
Sam.
So, like, people, when they first meet me, the look on Sam's face, it makes me laugh. And that makes me want to be myself even more because people are like, what the fuck? And then it's brilliant. But I have to be in, it's easy for me right now because I'm surrounded by people that know me and love me. But when I'm out by myself doing this shit, like I was at a networking event and had a few drinks, as you do. And there were just boring bitches all over the place. And I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing here? And then ended up just being myself and started talking about taking my cats out in a pushchair because I did that. And I got kicked out of the butcher's.
I love you.
And also, these girls were so boring, and it was just like an industry event, and it was agency land, and they all looked amazing, and I was just like, oh, this is so shit. And so I just started being myself, like over the top, and the look on people's faces, they were horrified. And then I met this girl, and we just started bonding over the fact that we were both single, both had animals instead of boyfriends, and that we both accidentally got pissed because we made these cocktails. Both did it within a matter of weeks. And I said, I've just learned how to make a martini, and ended up making 2 really strong martinis, got smashed and fell asleep on the couch. And I was like, that's the last time I made martinis. So we bonded over this. But if we hadn't got below that surface crap of
Boring nothingness. Yeah.
ring and everyone else is the same and my shoes look good, and I was just like, it's good just to be yourself, really. And even if the people, that's going to freak them out. So, and pulling out my lasso to bring this back to your BFF customers, it really is, I polarize people. Like I had oh good, the sun's gone now, I don't look like a ghost. I polarize people, and I did this email, and it was, how was your launch, like a pap smear? And I that was my email subject. And this woman emailed me, and she was just like, I actually can't believe you sent that. And I'm just like, this is brilliant. This makes me so happy that I sent it. And she was like, you've really offended me. I was just like, you can leave, you don't have to stay. And I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean to. God, I can't speak. I didn't mean to offend you. I'd hate to offend somebody, but I'm certainly not going to censor myself just in case there's somebody out there that I offend, because I'm back to being a ghost again. Thank you, son. Yeah, you got to be yourself, really. But when I still sometimes am a bit of a dick. Like, I was just on Messenger before with Megan, and I looked back and I'd sent her a sales kind of message on Facebook, and I'd written in it, I'm following my bliss. What a wanker. And I just, I'm blushing. I was just like, I can't believe I actually wrote it. Like, so sometimes I fall out of it as well. Yeah.
I think that's been a real problem for me, because I know who I am, and I know that I don't translate on paper. I'm either writing too properly or I'm writing too informally to get my point across, unless I'm writing for somebody else. If I'm writing for somebody else, I've got your voice, no problem. I don't even have to meet you. I've read your email and I know I got your voice. Like, I'm great like that. But when it comes down to it and I have to do myself, you know what I'm saying, Bronwyn, don't go there.
No, I do. Well, you know what though? When I first do any first draft, and Shara, you're a copywriter as well, so any first draft I do is rubbish, and I sound like a complete twat. I don't sound like myself, and I had a corporate background as well, so I can quite often tip into corporate mode, and I have to go back in and weed out that surface shiny bullshit to bring myself back out. And even in some of my emails, like, I read back old ones and I'm like, that doesn't even sound like you. Like, who were you on that day, weirdo?
I think we all have pretty much the same issue, though, is that we are all really smart and kind of dicks at the same time. And so when we write,
also, we like to say shit in our head, and it's like, shouldn't really write that. It doesn't come up.
Exactly.
You'll laugh to yourself, and you're like, oh, I should probably put that in the Moxie group and not in my email.
And that's when you should put it in there. No, so now I'm thinking, if I cringe and second guess myself, that's the stuff that people are going to resonate with. So that's what I put in there. So, yeah.
No, but my thing is that, we tend, I can very easily, in this company, I can very easily use my 25-cent words and be just perfectly fine with that, and then make a joke about pap smears and then go back to, 50-cent word, whatever. I feel like, because of the way that we have been trained to write for marketing and advertising, because you're supposed to not dumb it down, but certainly use the most basic language necessary to get your point across. It doesn't behoove one.
I will agree with that, but on the other hand, I think that simple language, meaning not trying to be too smart, but jokes and playfulness, people read that part. Meaning, I know we're all asleep banners, but that'll hold someone's attention more than your actual brilliant ideas. I know it's sacrilegious to say this, but like, we all read brilliant shit all day long. We have the same books piled up on our night tables, and we dabble in them, and then we go back to something that'll make us laugh or watch a funny cat video. Our minds are so squirrely that if someone makes me laugh, they have me for life. Even if I know what they're saying already, I like their perspective. So I've actually leaned in more to the humor, because that's what keeps my attention. So my people have the same kind of brains as me. If I try too hard with someone else, I'm bored, and then I won't show up.
Yeah.
My ideal customer, I've been avoiding saying this out loud, but now I can see what company we're in. And my ideal customer is actually not as smart as I am, obviously. So, so the fact that I speak in a certain way and my vocabulary is what it is, I'm constantly catching myself saying, am I speaking over their head? No offense, but am I speaking over their head? I mean, I can make all the fart jokes you want, but every so often we're going to have to discuss the flatulence and the passing of the gas and 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 they're going to be like, flats or whites? Like, oh, Jesus.
But you know what? I don't think you ever have to, because my last job, which destroyed my soul bit by bit, day by day, was working in a finance company, and I would be in the meeting and they'd be talking about all the stuff. Honestly, you can imagine me in a finance meeting. I can't even
imagine me in a finance meeting, and that's what I do.
And I'd be sitting there, eyes glazed over, looking, and then people are, and then I just start making jokes, because that's what I do. And then I'm writing the copy for this thing, and they're talking about it. I'm like, I am your litmus test. If I don't get this, we're dealing with travel agents. It was travel agent finance stuff to make their jobs easier. I said, so if I'm not getting this and I listen to this stuff every day, then the people that we're trying to target aren't going to get this. So you have to make it so I understand. And then, Shari, I saw you drink something, Lisa just said.
I never drink anything. I talk to her and the bottle's still filled to the top. I'm terrible. So I'm trying to drink. It has bubbles, but there's no alcohol. So it's
like water
an actual hydrating beverage.
Nice.
What's the point of no alcohol? I'm sorry.
It's just, I didn't say what's in here. Just kidding.
This little hip flask. Yeah.
What?
That's the thing. I think even really complicated topics, you can break that shit down and make it so people can get it.
Got you covered, Sherry.
What is that?
I love you.
It's Passover wine.
You're hysterical.
Why have you got Passover wine? Was it on special because Passover's over or something?
No, because Black people drink that now.
Oh my God, they really do.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I wouldn't.
Okay, Ron, you will love this from a marketing perspective. I'm obsessed with this. Obviously, I live in New York, so it's like an even bigger deal because there are billboards on the highway. There's a kosher wine company called Bartenura. We grew up, I mean, this is like every holiday, this is what there was. Now there are kosher wineries all over the world, but this was
yeah.
They have this Moscato d'Asti. It's apple juice is what it tastes like. And I don't know what brilliant person figured this out. There's a Black rapper, I think, started it. And it's now the beverage. They buy it like people are buying it out from the kosher wine stores. Yep. They're like coming and buying cases. It's at every party, and it's crazy.
So it's like Cristal. It's like
no. You know what it is? It's because it's sweet. It's the whole. It's Ali for the 2010s. But literally, when I opened my bar in Spanish Harlem, I sometimes have to go to the liquor store next door to, not buy liquor for my bar, but for my own private consumption. Because that would be illegal. And people would walk in, they'd be like, yo, y'all got some of that Manny Chevy's?
It's crazy. It tastes like apple juice. It's nuts.
And Manischewitz tastes like a diabetic coma waiting to happen. So
it's like if you open it, you're like, something's wrong with this. And everyone's like, no, that's what it tastes like.
Every Passover, like, I have to mix it with water because it's like drinking Robitussin.
It's like syrup.
It's your teeth.
It's Robitussin. It tastes like coffee.
And you have to drink some of it after each bracha, so you're like, you're not good.
We don't use it
before they even friggin'
we use sparkling apple cider instead because
it's the same thing.
Can't do it.
It's like the RTDs for the new generation, isn't it? Really.
What's an RTD?
I'm gonna jump out because I have to get my kid out of the shower before she drowns herself. Time of the year.
Signing out.
And I don't have kids.
Cats and a dog.
So that's the thing. So I feel like sometimes I'm just like speaking over people's heads, and then I have to like get out the thesaurus to find smaller words for stuff. I'm like, and if you're gonna juxtapose. I don't.
Right.
I could use that, and it's language that I use every day. So it's not like I'm trying to speak over people's heads. I've always been this kid. I was always like the SAT word kid. So, and now that
you gotta leave that spelling bee shit behind and like go real basic.
You don't even know, man. When I was in second grade, I won a spelling bee against a sixth grader because I'm lying. I actually lost because I spelled umbrella wrong, and it lasted until I was like 30 that I was just like in tears and shreds because I spelled it wrong. My mom's like, it was against a sixth grader, first of all, and second of all, like, let it go. Let me explain to you what being Jewish and Black has done to me, Mom.
By the way, seriously, I would just stay home. It's just so much.
Okay, I'm going to reintroduce what we're talking about for the new people. Thanks for that little prompt there, Kyra. So we go off tangent majorly. what we started talking about was, and I'm actually going to bring this in and close the loop on the Cristal thing, and I'll need some help closing that because I can't remember the guy's name. So we're talking about attracting your BFF, your Business Forever fan customers, and the whole thing about, well, all of my blabs are going to be about growing your business. So we kind of just start riffing on anything that's related to that. And what we're talking about right then was making your copy sound like you, so you attract your ideal customers. And that's what I was telling her, to break it down and be on the same level. Otherwise, you're not going to attract the same people, which she already knows.
And then that's the problem. It's like, because my brain doesn't work on that lower functioning level. I'm like, okay, I'm trained with customers, I don't know how to speak to them.
Yeah. Okay, and I just want to bring the Cristal thing in. So, okay, what's the guy's name? So this is talking about getting your people around you, and there's a rapper that started drinking Cristal, and Cristal's like, their whole brand thing is Snobville, high class, Coke in the toilets, come out and drink your Cristal. And then, so this rapper was doing it, and he was like, you know, buying bottles of Cristal in these clubs, and was talking about Cristal in his song.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, and Cristal said, we're not associated with him. And then he was like, 50 Cent, was it? Let's go with that, because I don't know, they're all the same to me. Rappers, not black guys. Yeah, let's say it's 50 Cent. And then, so they said, we're not associated with him. And so he went out on the offensive. It would really help if I actually knew what the story, because I'm kind of making it up right now. But he went on the offensive, and then Cristal's shares dropped. And then it looked like they were being racist because they said that they weren't associated with him.
But it's really funny because, I mean, Cristal has been the champagne to speak of since rappers started doing this particular kind of rap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the evolution of rap, there was people tipping 40s, and then 40 suddenly became Cristal.
Yeah.
And so it blows my mind because, first of all, Cristal tastes like carbonated cat piss. And second of all, I mean,
suck on that, Cristal.
That's my half black side getting up in you.
Yeah, I'm in love with you.
But on the other hand, I mean, why would you not? Why would you say to somebody, hey, you know what? All of this free publicity that you guys have been giving us for the last 15, 20 years, we don't want it. We don't want you people, because that's what it is, spending your money on our product. So,
well, we want you to spend your money. We just don't want you to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Kyra just saved the day.
And put it in a paper bag so no one knows who's drinking.
So,
Diddy's starting to
say our story. Kyra, can you please follow me around the internet, because I'm going to need help plugging a few holes in my stories. But I sort of have attention like that. She said, I think it was Jay-Z, and then he bought out Ace's Spades, which is way more expensive. So basically, he made it cool, then flushed it down the toilet when he was done with them. I was going to say ka-ching. That's not a flush. It
depends. How much money are you making? Because ka-ching and flush might be the same.
Yeah, well,
it probably is.
That's what I aim for, basically, to be able to do that.
$900 million in a year?
I'll be wiping my ass with Hundies pretty damn quick.
That's a big car, Bronwyn. Don't wipe your ass with them. Wipe with the Kia, not a Hyundai. That sounded like
we were going to break into a rap song then. It's brilliant.
No. Yeah.
He flushed Cristal, yes. Did he actually, Kyra, now I need to know, did he actually do that in a video, like flush Cristal, or no? Because that would have been quite fun to watch. No.
Come in, hon.
Okay.
I'll lend you my wig with the tag on it if your hair's not dead.
Yeah. Hey, Kyra.
Look at me.
You come over and join us in the Moxie Entrepreneur, because that's my Facebook group. Shameless plug here. Just come over and join me.
It's your show. You can plug all you want.
Your help with. Oh, you're coming in. Yay.
We all live in there, so you might as well.
Yay!
Blab.
Hi.
Yay!
Hi.
Ooh, I
Thank
love the
you.
glasses. Ooh,
I've
awesome
never seen
glasses.
you with your glasses on, Kyra.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know Kyra? Do you guys know each other already?
We were in a black together once.
Yeah.
Blab mates. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Is that going to be the new? We're on the down low. Don't tell people that we're blab mates.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a pie in the oven, so just monitoring it for the minute. So if you see me jump off, it's just to take it out.
What sort of pie have you got? This is the people need to know.
Okay, so it's macaroni pie.
A macaroni pie. Shut up.
Yeah.
Does it have cheese?
Yeah.
Is there sauce?
So I have macaroni, cheese,
Pie.
some veggies, and sausages.
Oh my God. I want to come to your house immediately and eat all your pie.
You might be closer to her than we are. Wait a minute. You're in TNT, right?
Yes. Yes.
Where's that?
In the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh my God. How exotic.
I can fly while looking at palm trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seen one, you've seen them all. Bleh.
Yeah, I mean, well, Trinidad is kind of different because we're more like the business capital. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so we do have the beaches and stuff, but we have like the high-rise buildings, we have the oil, we have the financial sector, that kind of thing. And yeah,
Pies.
Macaroni pie.
food is really good.
We're there.
And you've got that lovely lilting accent as well. It's just so beautiful. I'd like to have a lilting accent, not a nasal twang. That'd be quite nice.
You think you have a nasal twang, really?
You guys all sound great.
Hi.
Can't do the right way. So you know what I love about these sort of social platforms is that it really is we are the world, you know, like it's brilliant just talking to people. And one, straight away, you've just slayed this assumption that basically you go out after lunch and you're sitting underneath a palm tree eating macaroni pie. And you're like, no, and Trinidad is like the capital and it's like the business thing. And we didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've just seen Trinidad and Tobago from Miss Universe like coming out and she was always really hot.
Well, you're going to have to get another point of reference now that Miss Universe has been canceled.
Has it? Well, about bloody
Is it?
time. I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
Yeah,
Donald
that's
posted or something. Isn't he a pig?
Yeah. Yeah, well, on Sundays,
He's my ideal
I
customer.
have a blog called Global Brainstorming, where I
What is
encourage
it called?
people global brainstorming.
Okay, I heard blue balls.
So did I.
I heard
That's
blue
what I
balls
heard. I was like,
brainstorming. Okay, how do we not have sex with men?
Global brainstorming.
Master-
ball
master
brainstorming.
this.
I'm
Global
typing.
brainstorming.
Yeah. So we have
Global brainstorming. I still heard blue ball brainstorming and I was just like, oh, blue ball brainstorming. See, that's where the little gets you into trouble.
Hashtag blue balls.
You can watch yourself when you're out in a bar.
I'm marking going blue balls. I'm out.
yeah. Uh-oh. Yes.
Yeah.
So-
Every time Mark,
Yeah.
it's global. It's
Single
global.
man left. See, this is another thing, right? So I keep pulling out my little strings to bring it back into what we're discussing. And when I said before, I don't know if Tom's still in here. I can't see the thing properly. If you are, Tom, this was not for you.
1 second.
I'm still.
Yes, nobody's answered my question yet. So how do I dumb it down without dumbing it down?
Dumbing down your voice to speak to your customers. I don't know. Well, to me, it's the base level that I operate at. So
It is not. Your humor is the base level, but your vocabulary isn't. But you're also surrounded by intelligent and above average intelligence women. Whereas if I mention some of the other groups, there are women in there who I truly, truly believe have a less than high school education and weren't interested in the education anyway. So regardless of what level they got to, you know, but they still have the capacity to be great business owners and great entrepreneurs. But I cannot discuss the ramification of the square of the hypotenuse with them because I don't know what that is. But then again, neither do they.
You know what I reckon? I think if you're having that much trouble speaking to your ideal customers, then they're not your ideal customers. I think that then you have to think, okay, I need to aim at another level. And because you don't want to have to change your entire personality or the way you speak to be able to bring in your people. You want to just be yourself. And if yourself is speaking in the lovely poetic way that you speak, if people don't appreciate, then fuck them anyway. You know, so just, yeah.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem of meeting my customer face to face versus writing something that's supposed to be universally acceptable to these people, not universally but universally acceptable to my peeps.
Yeah. Lisa just said, Lisa didn't take a call, hadn't done her hair. Lisa Sharp just said, my ideal customers are all really damn smart, and they are. I don't ever dumb myself down. Yeah. And we're all smart, but we all have shit that we have to work through. Just copied Shari then.
No, but the other thing is, if you feel like you have to dumb me down, you also are not going to, I mean, just to jump on what Bron said, you don't want to ruin the integrity of how you think. Meaning you're not a kindergarten teacher where you have to numb it. So even if they're not at that level, you can meet them halfway to a degree because you're wanting them to step up and show up for themselves.
Exactly.
To step up to, if they don't know how to run a business, they're wanting to learn how. So if they want to learn how, then they need to learn the lingo. They need to know how to roll with a faster conversation. They need to, it doesn't mean they have to bring it to their everyday if that's not the kind of life they want to live, but from a professional perspective, and you can even, as a copywriter, I like to go right in. Like I don't, some people like it, some people don't, but like if that's what their pain point is, I'd go right there. Say, it may be difficult for you to get to that professional level while balancing where you are. But if you want to create a life and business that you can take ownership of or whatever it is, you got to step up. And I'm here to teach you how to step up. I'm not, you know, it may not be easy to do it on your own. If you're willing to show up and learn, I'm here to teach you. I'm not dragging anybody and I'm not convincing anybody. And right there, they're like, crap, I want what she's doing because
yes, but that's
I want to sound like her.
Totally. You would not put all of that into a thing verbatim.
I would.
Verbatim. Ale.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not sure like how long.
But to me, like that's their pain point. Their pain point is that they can't speak like you, and it's holding them back, or they don't know what's missing, and it's holding them back. So you don't have to flat out say it like that, but you can say the polished pieces of your business that you don't know how to put in place. That's what I come and teach you. You have your expertise. But if you're looking for polish and you're looking for the professionalism, that's what I, as a branding marketing person, can help you. They won't hear you.
No, that's not what I do. I would send them to you. That's not what I do.
I'm just saying whatever the pain point is. So like hit it and then go to whatever it is you specifically do, why they need what you do. Because they are missing a piece.
Hit it and quit it, Sherry. Sherry, hit it and quit it. Did you just suggest I do that?
What'd you say? Hit it and quit it.
Sorry, just told me.
I can't function unless I have emojis. It's very strange for me not to be able to put a little person doing twerking or something. Like it's what.
No, I was saying like maybe you can work with the length of your posts. Maybe just have like bite-sized chunks of information instead of doing like a long blog post. So that maybe you can still have your voice and put it across, but it's easier for them to digest. If it's like short, quick, sharp pointers as opposed to like an article to read, like a full-on article.
Yeah, make it easier to digest.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Sam, not all of us learned calculus, okay? I did do math above my head.
Yeah, I never got to calculus level. I got to sixth form maths, which is like 16 years old, and realized that I didn't know how to do maths at all. And instead of going into the special class, I failed maths because the special class was awful. Oh, see you later, Sarah. I was just going to say, see you later, Lisa. Bye. We're going to wrap up in 5 minutes because I can talk for hours. It's really, and I love hanging out with you guys, but I also have to do other work because my to-do list is giving me a migraine. So I need to.
Where are you guys from?
And you've got pie to eat.
Yeah, we've got pie to eat. Thanks, Sarah.
Where are you guys from?
I'm here again tonight. I don't know if you saw my email, but I'm like, whatever they're using on their house next door to me, my head, my nose, and my throat all feel like when I was working in Ground Zero. It's horrific whatever's going on next door right now.
What are they doing?
I have no idea. But for like 3 hours now, it's felt like I've been breathing Monsanto.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm from New Zealand. I'm from Auckland, but I live in Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
And Shari, where are you from?
I live right outside New York City.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm from New York City.
None of us live in amazing places, Trinidad and Tobago.
Well,
Do you
I
say
mean,
both, or do you say just Trinidad?
What's that?
When you're saying where you're from, do you just say both, or do you just say Trinidad?
Well, the name of the country officially is Trinidad and Tobago, but it's kind of a lot to say sometimes, so we kind of shorten it and say Trinidad, but then Tobago always gets upset because they get left out. So we have to make like a conscious effort now to say Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, how funny. Is
Yeah.
it just my little advice, right? Is it 2 islands? Is
Yeah,
it
it
just
is.
islands?
It's 2 separate islands. So like
Yeah.
Tobago is more the tourist destination in terms of the beaches and nature and that kind of thing. And then, like I said, Trinidad is more commercial.
Oh, cool. I love
Okay, so
that.
we will not be visiting you. That's what you're saying, right? Right, because you don't have the palm trees. But you do have the pie, so we'll come for the pie.
Yeah, we
and
might
we'll-
just pass through and eat some pie.
You're all welcome to come anytime. You could come for carnival if you want a party, or you could come anytime during the year and we could go to Tobago and relax. It's fine.
Oh, brilliant. We're only
Yeah,
coming
we
if
can
you
go
give us
for
pie.
Christmas instead of going to the movies and eating Chinese food. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Christmas is a big time here for
That's
different
what we
people.
do. You have no idea. You guys are laughing as if that's not true, but that's what we do on Christmas. Chinese food, and we go to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
I had a Christmas, my first Christmas that I've ever had alone, and I had that in Melbourne, and I was a winner. So I went to an old people's home, like old people that don't have any money. I should have gone to an old person's home to help them out, and they smelled like piss, and this lady was by me, and I was just like,
And every story is just better than everything.
and she was not happy, and I was like, Christmas sucks, doesn't it? And she wheeled her wheelchair away from me. I wanted to kick it. Like, and then I was sitting at the dinner table, and they were allowed a bottle of beer, like one can of beer or something. And I got this guy a second bottle and got told off by the staff because he was only allowed 1 bottle and he might go mental. So, and then they were like, and then they were sorry for me. They were like, "Have you got anything to do this afternoon?" I was like, "Yes, I've got friends that I'm going to go and meet." And really, I just sat home and ate the whole pavlova by myself. So I swore I'd never have a Christmas alone again. So going to eat
So
Chinese
you
food
just have to go
sounds
to
amazing.
this community. There's Chinese food and movies.
Yeah.
There are a lot of survivors in Australia. Just we're very busy. That's what we do. It's like a thing.
It is. It's a thing.
I'm going to do that.
It is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Never be alone on Christmas Day. It sucks ass.
It does.
It does.
But at
It
least
does.
you're not a Jew, a lonely Jew on Christmas. They wrote a song about it. There's a song that's called Lonely Jew.
Lonely Jew at Christmas.
Yes. It talks about how he doesn't have Christmas Eve.
Times.
I'll make you a latke. We'll be fine. Everybody's getting latkes. You're getting a latke pie. You're getting a latke, I don't know what your pie things are called.
Brilliant.
We're going to the potatoes. We're going to drink our latkes. We'll be fine.
Brilliant. Kyra, come over and join us in the Moxie Entrepreneur. I've just put the thing in the thing, you know, in the bit there.
Yeah, the comments.
Monsanto.
Will do.
Yeah. And on that note, I'm gonna close it out
Go ahead, Jess.
on that lovely story. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Enjoy your pie.
Thank you.
See ya.